speed. LTD 27 giving you exactly what you need. Welcome to the show where the truth never lies. Turn the volume up while we watch the sparks fly. Monday morning coming at you with the heavy hitting vibe. We breaking down the headlines, keeping policy alive. The filters on the lands, no scripts inside their hands. Just a broadcast for the people across the digital land. From the hill to the street, yeah, we digging in the dirt. Searching for the facts, even when the answer's hurt. It's a weekday ritual, a digital town square. If you're looking for the comfort, you won't find it here. We that set the agenda, we challenge every view. Bringing more politics straight from us to you. Subs climbing up, yeah, the chat is going wild. Information flowing in a truly gritty style. Run your mouth, let the people hear the sound of 27, we're the loudest in the town. Run your mouth, break the silence, take a stand. Politics and power in the palm of your hand. Run your mouth, yeah, we're live on the screen. The greatest commentary that you've ever seen. Scroll through the comments, yeah, the debate is getting deep. While the mainstream media is falling fast asleep. We're tracking every bill and we're walking every vote. Taking every crooked quote and cutting at the throat. It's a YouTube revolution, decentralized and free. Finding what the future of the news is gonna be. From the left to the right to the middle of the room. We're carrying the weight, yeah, we're carrying the load. Don't just sit and listen, get your fingers on the keys. We're bringing down the giants, bringing them to the knees. Weekday warriors assemble for the fight. Shining out a signal in the middle of the night. Run your mouth, let the people hear the sound. Of 27, we're the loudest in the town. Run your mouth, break the silence, take a stand. Politics and power in the palm of your hand. Run your mouth, yeah, we're live on the screen. The greatest commentary that you've ever seen. Hit the like, hit the sub, keep the fire burning bright. Run your mouth every weekday, doing it right. Yeah, 27, boys. Woo! Woo! Yeah. We are. Hey, hey.
Hello, hello, hello. Hey, hey, hey to the motherfucking hey. What's up? What's good, people? Welcome to Run Your Mouth. I am L Teddy 27. Today is Tuesday, and we are here for another edition of Run Your Mouth. Today is Tuesday, June 30th. In the year of our Lord 2026. And it's the last day of Pride Month. It's the last day of the month, the last day of the quarter, the last day of the first half of the year, or the first 6 months, I believe. I don't think it's the first actual midpoint, but whatever. Yeah. How's it going? How's it going? What y'all got going on today? How's your Tuesday going for each and every one of you? Y'all doing all right today? As you are coming in, make sure you are hitting the live button. Not live button, dear God. Yeah, hit the live button. Yes, but hit the like button. Hit the like button. It helps us because YouTube got some new stuff going on, and they are with the fuck shit and fuckery. With the algorithm now, so it really, and I like I said yesterday, I'm never the like button police, but it will affect how people get notifications and things like that. And so I don't want you all to miss out on notifications or miss out on getting information from me that you all may want to get. So please help us out in making sure that we get out to everyone, if you would, ma'am and sirs. Let me say hey to y'all. I know I'm a little bit late today. We're a few minutes late today because I had to get some last minute stuff into the dossier. Time got away from me today. And so, but we're here. Nevertheless, we're here. We are here. Hey, DPG. Hey, Tamara, Miss E, Karen. I almost called you Pretty Gray Eyes. Janae, Complex 613, Butterfly, Terry. Hey, Terry, what's going on, boo? Oh, it's the 8th month anniversary. Well, happy 8th month anniversary to you all. I will cheers to you all with my midnight ice Gatorade. Here you go. Salute. Is that y'all way of telling me I need to take a drink, Janae and Terrence? Does that mean that I have to take a shot? Hey, crazy homebody girl. Hey, Carl. Does that mean that I now have to take a shot? I just want to know so I can be prepared, so I can get my life in order. That's all. I just want to know so I can get my life in order. Just saying. Hey, Yolanda. Cause I'm not opposed. Y'all listen. We are gonna have another great epic program today. I'm excited uh, um, for my annual playing of my girl Barbara Jordan today during our Pride Month spotlight. Of course, we'll give you a full, exhaustive list of elections happening today. We will get you that. Oh, that's what I forgot today. Damn it. Carl, I forgot to do our UK story today. I really forgot. I was rushing. I'll do it tomorrow, Carl. Okay? Carl, we'll go across the pond tomorrow. I forgot. I knew was gonna forget something. I was rushing, y'all. I did this live in like 30, 45 minutes. I produced this in like 30 minutes. And that's really not enough time to produce all of this. But nevertheless, I did it. So I apologize, Carl. I was supposed to go across the pond today. I'm going to do it tomorrow on Twitch Wednesday because I just forgot today. Um, of course, we got to talk about the consequential Supreme Court rulings. Uh, uh, um, while I'm thinking about it, because it did not make the dossier, but I do want to get y'all an update. Serena did lose her her in the first round at Wimbledon. She it was a three set match. She lost the first set 6-3. Then she won the tiebreaker in the second set, and then she lost the third set 6-3. And she was against Maya Joint. She was facing Maya Joint from the UK. All right. Um, hey Tracy W, are you back home yet, or you still traveling? It's good to see you, Tracy W. I got on my Tribe Bowl shirt, y'all. I wore this today to remind y'all we're about 5.5 weeks from 5.5, 6 weeks from the field trip. We are excited about the field trip. Y'all got all of the information. We're gonna have a live coming up. Me and Tracy have committed to it, but we are gonna have a live that's gonna be coming up about the field trip, so as to get those people who we know are going information. We're gonna need some information from you all because we are going to be doing. We'll have some surprises for those that will be in attendance at the field trip. And like I said, it could be it can be 200, but we're going to have a great time with whoever comes. I don't want to count nobody's pockets, but I definitely am going to have a good time. Yeah. Um, mm. Yeah, I'm excited, y'all. So, yeah, field trip August 7th through the 10th. Um, yeah, I think I get there on the 7th. I think I get there about 1 in the afternoon. I think I get there like 1 o'clock in the afternoon on the 7th. So yeah, that's when I touch down. So anyway, and then I'm gonna probably have to pay $300 to get a fucking Uber to the goddamn hotel. Like Ubers in New York are just outrageously expensive, especially coming from the airport. Like the last time I was in New York and I took an Uber from the airport, it was like $220 to get from the airport to my hotel. It was just fucking ridiculous. So yeah, not looking forward to that. Anyway, but we'll talk all about it on the live that we do for the field trip. Um, ain't nothing to it but to do it. Y'all know what? Cause our Pride Month spotlight is long today. So go ahead, let's go ahead and put a shondo in the chat. Y'all go ahead and put a shondo in the chat. Let me know y'all ready to get this party started because I'm excited to hear this speech for our Pride Month spotlight. So let's go ahead and do that. Go ahead, do what you do it well. Let me see my shondos. I'd love to see someone shondo now, wouldn't I? Anyway, we ready. We are ready. We are ready. Okay, y'all just boarded the train, headed home. Okay, good, good. Tell everybody in the train with you I said hey, that we said hey. Hey, Lock Queen. Yeah, you and your family that's in the train, tell them that we said hey. And we wish y'all safe travels. Uh-huh. All right. So let's start like we start every day during Pride Month, and it's the last day of Pride Month. Yeah, so we got to do away with Ray J and Thailand, and for one time, one more good time. That is Gay Pride Month. Shout out to all my gay niggas. Shout out to everybody in the LGBT community. I told my niggas that they need to be more straight niggas, giving love to the gay niggas.
Happy gay month, cause you gay and stuff.
Okay, thank you.
He got your gay balloon cause it got all the colors cause it's gay.
Okay.
And I got Skittles cause it got a rainbow on it.
Okay.
And I got the cookie cake. It says, be who you
are for your pride. One more time. One more time, cause it's the last day of Pride Month. That is Gay Pride Month. Shout out to all my gay niggas. Shout out to everybody in the LGBT community. I told my niggas that they need to be more straight niggas, giving love to the gay niggas.
Happy gay month, cause you gay and stuff.
Okay, thank you.
He got your gay balloon cause it got all the colors cause it's gay.
Okay.
And I got Skittles cause it got a rainbow on it.
Okay.
And I got the cookie cake. It says, be who you
are for your pride. Oh, we love it. We're gonna miss that clip so much. Hey Terrence, happy 8th month anniversary. I only know because Janae told me. I wouldn't have remembered. I'm not good with dates. Hey, Miss Shorty B. So today, so excited. Will be our feature today is one of the greats on the Mount Rushmore of the Black gay or Black LGBTQ plus Mount Rushmore. She is there. None other than Barbara Jordan, the first Black woman to be elected to Congress from a southern state. She was elected in the 1972 election and took office in January of 1973 and served until 1979. This is the famous Nixon impeachment speech, one of the greatest pieces of oration. And even if you don't watch the video of it, we will watch the video today, but you read the transcript and you analyze the transcript and you go through how she surgically just ripped not only America apart, but ripped Nixon apart. I mean, Mama was teaching class up there. Do you hear me? Teaching class. And it's so interesting because this is in 1974. This is during the impeachment hearings. Now, this was the House Judiciary Committee, and this happened, like I said, they were having impeachment hearings at night during primetime television and played it on network television at night and for 2 nights. So what happens is, even her and Charles Rangel being on the Judiciary Committee was like not supposed to happen. Junior senators, I mean, junior not senators, but Congress members of the House don't get on the Judiciary Committee. Judiciary is a part of the Big Six, in the six biggest committees in Congress. Judiciary is one of the biggest ones. So the reason she was able to get on that committee is because Lyndon B. Johnson called the Democrats and told them that they better put her on that committee as a favor to him. So she got, and he wasn't president anymore. She got on. That's how she ends up on the Judiciary Committee. Her and Charles Rangel, as junior senators, were on that committee, and they had just been elected in '72. This was their first term in Congress, and they had been doing it for 2 nights. It just so happens she ends up going on the second night. And not only did she end up going on the second night, because of how it landed with everybody getting their 15 minutes to speak, she ends up at 9 p.m. Eastern. So now you got prime time television, network television. Back then, you ain't have cable and all of that. You had just, your 2 or 3 or 4 main stations, okay? So she's on prime time network television, 9 o'clock. Everybody on the East Coast is at home. Most people in Central Time Zone is at home. So you're talking about well over half the country was sitting at their homes watching this. There wasn't a whole lot of other stuff you could have been watching. And it was at night, so most people were in the house. And even on the West Coast, it was 6, so most people were off work by then. And she took those 15 minutes and gave us one of the greatest orations that we've had. She was openly gay. I mean, she was an open lesbian. She didn't talk about, who her partners is. She didn't share that, but she wasn't in the closet about being a lesbian. And I do play this every year. It is 13 minutes. We will be listening to the full 13 minutes of this. Hey, Montrez. What's good, bro? Hey, Miss Kiki. Hey, Cross Country Cruiser. Hey, Demetria. I missed you yesterday. Demetria. But as you listen to her, you listen to this speech, it reminds me, and I'll give commentary afterwards, but it reminds me when I was young in like elementary school and middle school. And she comes from that generation of black educated women. Whenever you hear them speak, they speak so like a lot of us, we had them as teachers or as principals or, or people that we saw in the community. And when you hear that generation of black women speak, they speak so profoundly, so eloquently, it's something about the way that they enunciate, the meter and timing of how they orate it's something to watch. So we will watch this in its entirety. Hey, Uncle Jay. Hey, Cymera. Hey, Fran. So I had a teacher in high school who said, if you can't debate like Barbara, Barbara Jordan is who you study if you want to learn how to debate. Barbara Jordan James Baldwin, they are the ones. She's a national champion several times over, a national collegiate champion several times over in debate. Yeah, she is who you study. Okay, I'm gonna have to take a trip over there to Alabama to have a drink in the new house. But listen, Barbara Jordan, July 25th. July 25th, 1974, some 52 years ago. This is her speech at the Nixon impeachment hearings. If you've never heard it, enjoy. If you've heard it before, enjoy it again.
I recognize the gentlelady from Texas, Ms. Jordan, for the purpose of general debate, not to exceed a period of 15 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Ms. Jordan.
Mr. Chairman, I join my colleague, Mr. Rangel, in thanking you for giving the junior members of this committee the glorious opportunity of sharing the pain of this inquiry. Mr. Chairman, you are a strong man, and it has not been easy, but we have tried as best we can to give you as much assistance as possible. Earlier today, we heard the beginning of the preamble to the Constitution of the United States. We the people. It's a very eloquent beginning. But when that document was completed on the 17th of September in 1787, I was not included in that we the people. I felt somehow for many years that George Washington and Alexander Hamilton just left me out by mistake. But through the process of amendment, interpretation, and court decision, I have finally been included in we the people. Today, I am an inquisitor, and hyperbole would not be fictional and would not overstate the solemnness that I feel right now. My faith in the Constitution is whole, it is complete, it is total. And I am not going to sit here and be an idle spectator to the diminution, the subversion, the destruction of the Constitution. Who can so properly be the inquisitors for the nation as the representatives of the nation themselves? The subjects of its jurisdiction are those offenses which proceed from the misconduct of public men, and that's what we're talking about. In other words, from the abuse or violation of some public trust. It is wrong, I suggest, it is a misreading of the Constitution for any member here to assert that for a member to vote for an article of impeachment means that that member must be convinced that the president should be removed from office. The Constitution doesn't say that. The powers relating to impeachment are an essential check in the hands of the body, the legislature, against and upon the encroachments of the executive. The division between the two branches of the legislature, the House and the Senate, assigning to the one the right to accuse and to the other the right to judge. The framers of this Constitution were very astute. They did not make the accusers and the judges the same person. We know the nature of impeachment. We've been talking about it a while now. It is chiefly designed for the president and his high ministers to somehow be called into account. It is designed to bridle the executive if he engages in excesses. It is designed as a method of national inquest into the conduct of public men. The framers confided in the Congress the power, if need be, to remove the president in order to strike a delicate balance between a president swollen with power and grown tyrannical and preservation of the independence of the executive. The nature of impeachment, a narrowly channeled exception to the separation of powers maxim. The Federal Convention of 1787 said that. It limited impeachment to high crimes and misdemeanors, and discounted and opposed the term maladministration. It is to be used only for great misdemeanors, so it was said in the North Carolina Ratification Convention. And in the Virginia Ratification Convention, we do not trust our liberty to a particular branch. We need one branch to check the other. No one need be afraid. The North Carolina Ratification Convention, no one need be afraid that officers who commit oppression will pass with immunity. Prosecutions of impeachments will seldom fail to agitate the passions of the whole community, said Hamilton in the Federalist Papers number 65. We divide into parties, more or less friendly or inimical to the accused. I do not mean political parties in that sense. The drawing of political lines goes to the motivation behind impeachment. But impeachment must proceed within the confines of the constitutional term high crime and misdemeanors. Of the impeachment process, it was Woodrow Wilson who said that nothing short of the grossest offenses against the plain law of the land will suffice to give them speed and effectiveness. Indignation so great as to overgrow party interest may secure a conviction, but nothing else can. Common sense would be revolted if we engaged upon this process for petty reasons. Congress has a lot to do. Appropriations, tax reform, health insurance, campaign finance reform, housing, environmental protection, energy sufficiency, mass transportation. Pettiness cannot be allowed to stand in the face of such overwhelming problems. So today we're not being petty. We're trying to be big because the task we have before us is a big one. This morning, in a discussion of the evidence, we are told that the evidence which purports to support the allegations of misuse of the CIA by the president is thin. We're told that that evidence is insufficient. What that recital of the evidence this morning did not include is what the president did know on June the 23rd, 1972. The president did know that it was Republican money, that it was money from the Committee for the Re-election of the President, which was found in the possession of one of the burglars arrested on June the 17th. What the president did know on the 23rd of June was the prior activities of E. Howard Hunt, which included his participation in the break-in of Daniel Ellsberg, psychiatrist, which included Howard Hunt's participation in the Dita Beard ITT affair, which included Howard Hunt's fabrication of cables designed to discredit the Kennedy administration. We were further cautioned today that perhaps these proceedings ought to be delayed because certainly there would be new evidence forthcoming from the President of the United States. There has not even been an obfuscated indication that this committee would receive any additional materials from the president. The committee subpoena is outstanding, and if the president wants to supply that material, the committee sits here. The fact is that on yesterday, the American people waited with great anxiety for 8 hours, not knowing whether their president would obey an order of the Supreme Court of the United States. At this point, I would like to juxtapose a few of the impeachment criteria with some of the actions the president has engaged in. Impeachment criteria. James Madison, from the Virginia Ratification Convention. If the president be connected in any suspicious manner with any person and there be grounds to believe that he will shelter him, he may be impeached. We have heard time and time again that the evidence reflects the payment to defendants, money. The president had knowledge that these funds were being paid, and these were funds collected for the 1972 presidential campaign. We know that the president met with Mr. Henry Peterson 27 times to discuss matters related to Watergate, and immediately thereafter met with the very persons who were implicated in the information Mr. Peterson was receiving. The words are, if the president is connected in any suspicious manner with any person, and there be grounds to believe that he will shelter that person, he may be impeached. Just a story. Impeachment is intended for occasional and extraordinary cases where a superior power acting for the whole people is put into operation to protect their rights and rescue their liberties from violations. We know about the Houston plan. We know about the break-in of the psychiatrist's office. We know that there was absolute, complete direction on September 3rd, indicated that a surreptitious entry had been made in Dr. Fielding's office after having met with Mr. Ehrlichman and Mr. Young. Protect their rights, rescue their liberties from violation. The Carolina Ratification Convention impeachment criteria: those are impeachable who behave amiss or betray their public trust. Beginning shortly after the Watergate break-in and continuing to the present time, the president has engaged in a series of public statements and actions designed to thwart the lawful investigation by government prosecutors. Moreover, the president has made public announcements and assertions bearing on the Watergate case, which the evidence will show he knew to be false. These assertions, false assertions, impeachable, those who misbehave, those who behave amiss or betray the public trust. James Madison again at the Constitutional Convention: a president is impeachable if he attempts to subvert the Constitution. The Constitution charges the president with the task of taking care that the laws be faithfully executed, and yet the president has counseled his aides to commit perjury, willfully disregard the secrecy of grand jury proceedings, conceal surreptitious entry, attempt to compromise a federal judge, while publicly displaying its cooperation with the processes of criminal justice. A president is impeachable if he attempts to subvert the Constitution. If the impeachment provision in the Constitution of the United States will not reach the offenses charged here, then perhaps that 18th century Constitution should be abandoned to a 20th century paper shredder. Has the president committed offenses and planned and directed and acquiesced in a course of conduct which the Constitution will not tolerate? That's the question. We know that. We know the question. We should now forthwith proceed to answer the question. It is reason and not passion which must guide our deliberations, guide our debate, and guide our decision. I yield back the balance of my time, Mr. Chairman.
That, ladies and gentlemen, was the great Barbara Jordan undressing the President of the United States, a black woman, first black congresswoman from the South. When I taught AP Lang and we would do rhetorical analyses, I would make my students do a rhetorical analysis of this speech. I often give them an interview done by the Nixon's Secretary of State, I must say Secretary of State, Chief of Staff, some years after this. And I can't remember the man's name at all. But he talks in that interview about after he said Nixon watched this, absolutely watched it, and says that Nixon turned to him after he watches Barbara Jordan's speech and says it's over, because she had just like undressed him. Mama went down every ratification of the Constitution, told you who said it about impeachment, what they said verbatim, what he did that lined up with what they said, and reiterated what they said again just for emphasis. That's how you undress somebody. I was here for it. I was here for it. Love Barbara Jordan. We love her. I shudder to think that the shit going on today pales in comparison to even what was going on during the Nixon era. The things that our president and this administration are doing far exceed Watergate or any of the things that was going on during the Nixon era. And the problem is we don't have the Barbara Jordans in our Congress anymore. We don't have people who, one, are unafraid. See, it takes a lot of things to be a Barbara Jordan. One, you have to have the intellect. You have to have the skills. You have to have command of language. And then you have to have a set of balls. And you have to combine all of that together and stand flat-footed and say, yeah, I'm going to give you this work. Come get this work. I'm glad. I think, especially because we'll be looking at several Supreme Court rulings today. I think it's so fitting that we played this today, and we see from whence we came, and see from whence we have come, and hear this, and know what it should be like. God help us. Let me say hi. A couple people came in while I was playing that. Hey, Antonia. Hey, Xavier. Hey, Shy. Hey, C. Golden. Candace F. Who else came in? Miss Cookie. Hey, everybody, as y'all come in. Yeah, powerful. You don't listen. That's why I say you don't get much bigger than the Barbara Jordan. That she undressed him, and so we celebrate her as we close out Pride Month. And we have, every time we've gone live, we have done our Pride Month features, and I am so elated to end with Miss Jordan. We're here next year. We'll end with Miss Jordan again. But we love her, and may she rest in power. All right. Well, today is election day. Let's go through our exhaustive list of of elections happening today. All right. So in the great state of Alaska, if you live in the Gateway School District, you have a recall election today. If you live in the great state of Arkansas, you have special, and you live in District 44, you have a special primary runoff for Arkansas House of Representatives District 44 special election, and that's in the state legislative district. In the great state of Colorado, we have statewide primaries, so everyone in Colorado should get out and go exercise your right to vote. And in the great state of South Carolina, there are some localized elections today in the great state of South Carolina. Please check Ballotpedia address search and see if you live in South Carolina, to see if your area is having elections. And that is our exhaustive list of elections today. If you are in those areas and have not done so, Watch me on your phone. Take your phone with you and go get off your duff and exercise your vote today. Hey, hero. Hey to the motherfucking hey. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, non-binary, gender-conforming members of our audience, I bring to you the late, great Larry Myers to help us usher in our Sugar Spike segment.
You see, this is the part that I like.
Major Sugar Spike.
So long, well, I want to fight. That he gave, his only begotten son.
Major Sugar Spike.
And shall ever believe.
Major Sugar Spike.
They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus. Thank you, Larry. So, we start off our Sugar Spike segment with the Supreme Court rulings, and we'll go through each one of them. Not all of them, but there are three that are very consequential. The first being the birthright citizenship ruling. So, in its 6-3 decision, the Supreme Court rejected the Trump administration's argument that the Constitution does not guarantee citizenship to those born in the United States. All right. We know that this administration was seeking to bar so-called birthright citizenship through an executive order on that he wrote on January 20th of last year during his first day in office. And the Supreme Court, I think, and let me get to this first, but with the Supreme Court decision, what happens is the Supreme Court said that a president cannot, by virtue of the president cannot, by virtue of executive order, cancel out the Constitution. It just doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. And let me tell you what, while this is a win, right? While this is a win, yes, this is a win, here's the dangerous part. Here's the dangerous part, okay? Here's the dangerous part. The dangerous part is you have members sitting on this Supreme Court that want to, in one fell swoop, hand over this democracy into the hands of people who will burn it to the ground. Think about if the Supreme Court had said that the current president has the right by executive order to upend the Constitution, to just say that the Constitution is null and void, or whole sections of the Constitution are now null and void. Think about what happens then. Once you open that door, what that means is it's open season. That means it's open season. That means it's open season. Again, that means that y'all think birthright citizenship is the 14th Amendment. You think he wouldn't go after the 13th? Somebody tell the people in the chat what the 13th Amendment gives us. Somebody just tell us in the chat what the 13th Amendment gives us. I just want to I just want to see if anybody could tell us in the chat what the third right. Who's to say that they don't, if they know they have complete autonomy, they already have complete autonomy while they're in office, right? They so easily go after the 14th Amendment. Who's to say that they wouldn't strike down the 13th? Hey, Jay Parrish. If they would have given this man, and let's be clear, Gorsuch, Alito, and fucking Clarence Thomas wanted to allow this man to, with the stroke of a pen to an exact, well, not pen, Sharpie, like we're in fucking elementary school, eradicate, obviate. There's our word of the day, obviate, O-B-V-I-A-T-E. That's our word of the day, obviate. O-B-V-I-A-T-E. Feel a little inspired listening to the greatness of Barbara Jordan. But with the stroke of his little Sharpie, allow this man to obviate whole sections of the Constitution. Here we are. And these people left to themselves will allow this shit to burn to the ground. We are in worse condition than you can imagine. The fact that this wasn't a 9-0 ruling. And then the only reason it's 6 is because Justice Kavanaugh tried to thread the needle. Yeah. Justice Kavanaugh, he simply agreed only that federal legislation enacted in the 1950s grants automatic citizenship for children born in the U.S. He wasn't technically in the majority opinion, but sided that, you get what I'm saying. He cited that federal legislation in the 1950s granted automatic citizenship for children born in the U.S. We are in scary times. And one of these Supreme Court rulings is even worse than this. I really feel like if Roberts only voted the way he did because he did not want to be Chief Justice of a Supreme Court that essentially eradicated the Constitution. But if he were just an associate justice like the other 8, if he weren't Chief Justice and he was just an associate justice like the other 8 justices on the Supreme Court are, see, people don't know there are associate justices and then there's the Chief Justice. There's only one Chief Justice and then everybody else is an associate justice. Anyway, if he were just an associate justice of the Supreme Court, I guarantee you John Roberts would rule a different way. I really believe Amy Coney Barrett. Here's why Amy Coney Barrett ain't shit. You know why she can vote against vote for removing TPS status for Haitian citizens, even though she has two adopted Haitian children, because in her estimation, oh, my adopted children are citizens, so this doesn't apply to them. So we ain't got nothing to do with that. They ain't got nothing to do with us. But then she goes down this road and says, well, I don't want it to be said that I took citizenship from birthright citizenship away, because you know what that means? That means that her adopted children that were naturalized because they're her children, and she got them their citizenship papers, that their citizenship can easily be revoked, even though it's not birthright. If birthright citizenship is not protected, damn sure your adopted children that you brought over here, yeah, their rights won't be protected either. A mess. This is a whole mess. In other sugar spiky news, well, the Supreme Court upheld state laws from Idaho and West Virginia that limit sports participation in public schools to an athlete's sex at birth. 25 other states have similar laws, and analysts on SCOTUS blog, which is a huge blog that most people go to when they're looking up Supreme Court rulings, they suggested the ruling may pave the way for future cases that may seek to extend the ban of transgender athletes to all states. Now, let's be clear here. The last time, and that was a year and a half ago, the NCAA was before Congress and testified on this issue. They were asked how many athletes are there in the NCAA? Several hundred thousand. That's the total number of athletes. How many trans athletes do you have? They said, oh, I don't know. Is there 100? No. Is it less than 100? Yes. Is it 50? No. Is it less than 50? Yes. Is it 20? No. Is it less than 20? Yes. Is it 10? No. Is it less than 10? Yes. Let me say that again. In all of the country, with hundreds of thousands of college athletes, there were less than 10 transgender athletes. In K through 12, they have less than college has. There are whole states making whole laws about the big scary trans problem and don't have a single trans athlete in their state on the K through 12 level, on the collegiate level, or on the professional level. But they're making whole laws. Whole ass laws. Wasting time, money, effort, and energy to prove a point. The point is, we want no parts of not just the trans community. We want no parts of the LGBTQ plus community. And I promise you, they made it a point that on the last day of the Supreme Court session for 2026, On the last day of rulings, where if you know the Supreme Court, the more consequential rulings are come out on the last day, and on purpose on the last fucking day of Pride Month. They wanted to send you out with a bang. To be clear, they're not going to end with the trans community. It's not going to stop there. I told you all, by the time we get to 2028, I don't believe that we will have marriage equality on the books nationally. I'm telling you, by the time we get to 2028, my suspicion, you will not have marriage equality on the federal level anymore. And you know what else they're going to want to do? See, they're not going to stop with overturning Obergefell. Obergefell gave marriage equality in 2014. They want to go back and overturn Lawrence v. Texas, the Supreme Court ruling in 2003. Lawrence v. Texas, the Supreme Court ruling in 2003, is the Supreme Court ruling that basically made it no longer illegal to be gay. It outlawed sodomy laws and made it illegal on a federal level for any state to be in the bedrooms of a citizen. That is a citizen's First Amendment right to privacy, and the fact that the government did not have a right to be in people's bedrooms and determine how they go about doing what they do in their bedrooms. That was Lawrence v. Texas. And that outlawed sodomy laws, which made it no longer illegal to be gay in more than half the country. When Lawrence v. Texas ruling came down from the Supreme Court, it was still illegal to be gay in more than half the country in the year of our Lord 2003. I didn't say in 1903. I didn't say in 1803 or 1703. In 2003, everybody in this platform, if I'm not mistaken, was alive. I think Xavier was alive in 2003. Montrez, were you alive in 2003? I think Montrez was too. But in 2003, before the Supreme Court ruling, it was still illegal to be gay in more than half the country. If you live in the South, it was illegal for you to be gay. Here we are. Here the fuck we are. But this was a 6-3 ruling, along ideological lines, as you can probably imagine. So they're saying that you have to have, you can only participate in sports with the gender assigned at birth. Here's the problem. What about intersex people? And there are intersex people who are born with both reproductive organs that are improperly assigned an agenda at birth. What do you do with them? I don't have time. Y'all see how, y'all know when I get real angry, I start to get calm and try to ground myself and center myself so as not to lose my goddamn mind. I spiked out earlier today. I was on Instagram and saw a black person saying that they were glad that the Haitians had their TPS status revoked because they weren't black like us, and black people are real Americans, and Haitians are only over here because black people built America, and Haitians didn't have the right to that like we do. And I was like, really? Because if not, probably for the country of Haiti, we would not have an America. Did you know that? You know, when we did the whole Louisiana Purchase thing, do these people not study history? You know, you didn't take an American history class. They talk about the biggest purchase of land by the United States, which was the Louisiana Purchase. You know why that happened? Because fucking France was going bankrupt trying to fight a war against the Haitians and lost. And the country was going bankrupt. The country of France. And they sold that territory to us. That's when the Louisiana Purchase came. That was to save the fucking French government. And that was because of the Haitians. And if not for the Louisiana Purchase, a lot of the shit that we have in this country, we wouldn't have. I'd venture to tell you the country, which at the time had fledgling amounts of money, probably would have gone bankrupt as well. They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about that. That ain't something they want to talk about. That ain't nothing that ain't nothing they want to talk. You better talk to Xavier. They don't want to talk about it, Xavier. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to talk about it. Don't get me started. Here's the most consequential of the Supreme Court decisions that came out today. People are going to make all of this spectacle about birthright citizenship. The most consequential decision of today coming out of the Supreme Court. Oh, you say sac passe, I say napule. You know, don't be some Creole. You know what I'm saying? You can't get me. I know enough to get in trouble. I know enough to get my back blown out. I grew up in Miami. Anyway, Xavier, they don't want to hear this. Xavier, the people don't want to learn true history. Xavier, stop trying to teach these people. Anyway, see, they want to act like when they signed that Declaration of Independence, we were all to the races and everything was beautiful and the country just thrived from there. No, we were a fledgling little country barely hanging on. And can you imagine the War of 1812 had we not had the Louisiana Purchase? Can you imagine that? Anyway, let's get to the most consequential let's get to the most consequential of Supreme Court decisions today. The most consequential of Supreme Court decisions today was the and I'm going to call it landmark decision today. And this was the ruling on National Republican Senatorial Committee versus Federal Election Commission. Now, this case stemmed from a 2022 lawsuit by J.D. Vance, former Republican Congressman Steve Chabot of Ohio, the Republican National Senatorial Committee, and the National Republican Congressional Committee, challenging the Federal Election Commission's enforcement of limits on so-called coordinated party expenditures. Now, what happens is this. This essentially took away the limit that the political parties can raise for elections, for candidates, or for any of their candidates. Before this, political parties were limited on the amount of funds that they could raise or the amount of donations that they could take, meaning the DNC and the RNC, they were limited on what they could take, which is why you kept seeing hearing about all of these PACs or political action committees. And then you would hear about these super PACs where super PACs had this unlimited amounts of money that they could spend on campaigns. And that was because the political parties themselves did not have unlimited amount of monies they could raise and spend. Well, they could raise much money they wanted to, but they were limited in the amount that they could spend. Well, the Supreme Court ceremoniously said, oh, fuck all of that. We're going to let the political parties spend as much as they want to. Now, here's the problem. Here's the problem. The Republican Party, as it is well documented, outraises normally, in normal cases. Kamala did really well in the amount of money that she raised. She still was out fundraised by Donald John, but she did really well. But it's well known that the Republican Party out fundraises the Democratic parties by light years. It's not even close. Republican Party is now it now has an open season to flood the markets. They don't have to wait for super PACs to do it. They can tell the super PACs, give to us. We will now determine who we're going to give money to. And then what they'll do is they will browbeat a candidate into submission and tell them, we're going to give you this $300 million, but bitch, you better do what we tell you to do. This is your platform. You better not the fuck deviate from this platform. If you want our money, you going to go with our platforms. And the Republicans are going to be who they're going to be. I'm not worried about it. It's nothing I can do about them. Them fucktards going to be who they are. Where I see the problem is, hey, Too Feisty, hey, Bubs, the problem is going to be with these fuck-ass Democrats. The problem is going to be that the Democratic Party, did y'all not hear these fuckers the last couple fucking days since last week's election in New York? Y'all see how they've been castigating and vilifying anybody that's progressive and far left or who they assume is a part of the DSA, Democratic Socialists of America, who they believe are just too far left. The centrist establishment Democrats, the same fuck bitches that ain't trying to do a fuck thing to help us, that ain't trying to do a goddamn thing to help us get out of this fuck shit. They just want to go round and round the carousel, round and round the merry-go-round, chasing their tails and never do a fucking thing. What those bitches are going to do, because they're still running the DNC, and we heard them go lockstep and key. I called several of them out last week. Y'all were here. You know what they're about to do? They're about to tell all of the progressive candidates out there, bitches, if y'all don't change from your progressive stance, you ain't getting no money from the DNC. That's it. That's all. I promise you that's what they're going to do. And these bitches, we learned this. Some of y'all was here with me way back in the year of our Lord 2020 when I was screaming about our girl India Walton. Remember that? In Buffalo, where the Democratic Party paid for a write-in candidate, paid millions of dollars from the DNC for a write-in candidate to be on the ballot and beat the duly voted Democratic nominee India Walton for the mayor of Buffalo, and Nancy Pelosi and the Democratic Party said we will not have a progressive as the mayor up there, and they funneled millions of dollars there just to make sure she didn't win. Shall we remember in the great state of Michigan, where it was in, I believe, Michigan's 13th or 14th congressional district, where the Democratic Party paid money to the fucking Republican candidate because they did not want the progressive to win, and they literally gave money to the Republican candidate just because they didn't want the progressive to win. Shall we remember how this same Democratic Party takes billions of dollars from AIPAC and other super PACs that are really AIPAC but call themselves something different so that they can hide who they are? They're taking all kinds of money from these people because they don't give a fuck about us. They give more of a fuck about giving money to a country on the other side of the world than they do about fixing shit over here. And now what the Supreme Court has done, they've given them carte blanche, open season to say, yeah, do what you do. Have at it. So whereas after Citizens United, super PACs blew up and we saw I'm going to say billions of dollars, yes, being funneled into campaigns from super PACs, now they ain't even got to do that. Now the shit's going to come straight from the Republican Party. I mean, the Republican Party, the individual parties. And now these bitches are going to be on their agendas, and it's going to come from the Democrats. Watch how these fuckers flex, because the Democrats, you don't hear them saying a fuck thing about this. They are happy about this, especially the establishment Dems. Those bitches are happy because now they're going to try to flex. And for all of you marginalized people, all of you minorities, the only marginalized group or minority that the Democrats truly care about are Jewish people, and probably not Jewish people even in this country. It must be Jewish people living in Israel. That's it. That's all. That's all they care about. So all you people in the LGBTQ plus community, they don't give a damn about y'all. Black people who have been beholden to these fuckers since God was a child, they could give a rat's ass. They could give a rat. Hispanic, Latinx community, who cares? AAPI, we don't give a fuck. And we're about to see the Democrats show their ugly hands. Their slips are about to show. Because watch where the money goes. Watch. Watch where the money goes. And now that it's open season, I'm looking at Missouri District 1. Missouri Congressional District 1. What's happening in Missouri Congressional District 1? Teddy, I'm glad you asked. That's where you have the Wesley Bells versus Cori Bush race. And watch the millions of dollars. Now, here's what's going to happen. The money is going to look like it's coming from the DNC or the DCCC, when the money is going to actually be funneled into the DCCC and the DNC from AIPAC. AIPAC can hide their hands now. AIPAC can give millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars to the DNC, the DCCC, and all of those fucktards, and saying, hey, have at it. And behind the scenes, they'll have a list of, these are the people who we want you to give to. But it won't be any paperwork, because the Democrats are going to say, what? We gave to people who we thought could win. We gave to people who aligned with our political ideologies. These bitches are about to fuck shit up. These bitches are about to fuck shit up. I'm just telling you right now. And what we have to do now is we really have to show these bitches that we don't give a damn about your money. We don't give a damn about how you try to do this. We have our own set of standards. That ain't who we want. And you can waste all that money if you want to, bitch. We're not voting for them. Get over it. This right here, this Supreme Court ruling for decades to come, we're going to point back to this day. This ruling is as consequential as Citizens United. I keep telling y'all, the Democratic Party could give a shit about helping citizens. If y'all don't understand that the Democratic Party, not all of them, but the establishment Democrats don't want to help nobody and get upset when one of their own helps somebody. If y'all ain't seen that, you're just stupid. Did y'all not see how y'all Presley undressed them the other day? Last week, she said, yeah, Democratic Party, your dirty slip is showing. She called him out. She said, your slip is showing. Yeah, we see you for who you are. Y'all mad because some Democratic socialists got in there? People who are actually trying to do something? Your slip is showing, Democratic Party. I would say they slip been showing. Been showing. And I'm glad. Remember, we did the candidate profile for the young man that's running against Hakeem Jeffries in the general election. He said he's not going to run in the Democratic Party because he knew what would happen. I'm so glad he did that. He'll be on the ballot in November. And I hope what happens is people in that district stand up and say, we don't want Hakeem no more. We'll vote for this other guy. Yeah, listen, Jamie Harrison, all wrong on this. Jamie Harrison, you could go sit the fuck down somewhere. I told y'all now, some of y'all were here when they first announced that Jamie Harrison was going to be chair of the DNC. And I said, why would you put him as chair of the DNC and he didn't even win his election? He lost his election to Lady G. And then I said, I cannot. But yeah, this was a big one, y'all. A big one. In other sugar spiky news. Well, you know that Jamie Clyburn ain't shit. Jamie Clyburn, I promise you. No, I said Jamie Clyburn. I mixed the Jamie Harrison and Jim Clyburn. Jim Clyburn, I guarantee you, if we go check the records behind the scene, is the reason that Jamie Harrison lost that election. And I believe that wholeheartedly. Jim Clyburn is the reason that he's going to win. I believe that wholeheartedly. Anyway, in other sugar spiky news, well, then there's this. There seems to be another power struggle within the Republican Party. So, today, members of the Republican Party blocked a procedural rule that would have started debate and final votes on a slate of legislation. They blocked it. Now, there was a vote in the House. The vote was 198 to 224 to reject the rule, with 14 Republicans joining Democrats in opposing the measure due to objections about the SAVE Act. So what they were trying to do was they were trying to pass the NDAA. We talked about the NDAA over here. That's the National Defense Authorization Act. Remember, we talked about the National Defense Authorization Act when they were trying to pass. They included in the NDAA that the IDF and our military would be co-joined together. Remember that? Parts of the Israeli military and our military would now be co-mingled and joined together. They put that in in the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act. Well, what they tried to do today was they tried to include language in the passage of the NDAA that would have merged the SAVE Act in with the NDAA. And once some hardline Republicans heard about it, they said, nah, bitch, nah, ho, mm-mm. And they joined with all of the Democrats and voted the shit down. Because your president said, come hook or crook, he's going to get this SAVE Act in. He's going to get this SAVE Act in. Now, we've talked about the SAVE Act. We know what the SAVE Act is. We know the SAVE Act would require, a lot of arduous things in order for you to vote in your respective states and voting districts, one of which means that you would have to have a passport or a certain type of ID in order to vote. And a lot of women who've changed their names would not be eligible to vote with some of the provisions in the SAVE Act. And there are all kinds of other arduous things in order to suppress the vote. These people are scared out of their fucking minds because they know that they're going to get voted out of office. My fear is not them getting voted out of office. My biggest fear is the weak, feckless ass Dems winning and not doing a fucking thing. That's my biggest fear. But here we are. I'll monitor the situation with this. Mike Johnson does not have a pair. Mike Johnson, when he first became Speaker of the House, chopped off his own testicles, put it on a silver platter, and handed it over to his God King, Donald John. He's going to do whatever his God King tells him to do. That's it. That's all. In our last sugar spiky story of the day. Hey, Miss Baythang. Hey, Yana. You went to go have drinks with some of your teacher friends? Mm-hmm. Oh, one is moving back home to Florida. Okay, well, I don't know if they want to do that. Yeah, we having a good Tuesday. So, New York, interesting legislation coming out of New York. So, there's a bill that's been introduced in the New York State Senate by New York State Senator Patricia Fahey. The bill would regulate AI generated news. So here's what they plan to do. What they plan to do is they want to stop AI generated news or fake news, okay? They're trying to regulate AI generated news articles like they regulate cigarettes. Now, this act is called the Fair News Act. It's the first in the nation. This will require publishers to disclose when a news article is, quote, substantially composed, authored, or otherwise created, end of quote, with the assistance of artificial intelligence. A failure to disclose could cost web publishers fines of up to $5,000. The state legislature approved the bill earlier this month, and it now awaits Governor Kathy Hochul's signature. So, whenever you go to a website, what the website would have to do is and I don't know if the bill contains the metrics or how much of the article has to be AI generated for it to fall under this. I'm sure they do, but there would have to be a disclaimer, kind of like the Surgeon General disclaimer on your cigarettes. you would need that on your websites. And I'm assuming that it applies to newspapers as well, print media as well, disclosing that this was an AI generated article or news story, which I think is important because if you look at all of these websites like I do nowadays, looking for credible news stories, I can't tell y'all when I see a headline and I start to go and dig and see, get all of the details and information and vet that headline out. I can't tell you how many times I come across what I know is blatantly fake, wrong, or AI generated. And it's becoming much and much more prevalent today than it was in years past. And I like this, but newspapers and publishing companies are pushing back. They are pushing back. They think that it's going to be too arduous of a task. They they don't want to have to be regulated in this way. They know that if this makes it through New York, there'll be other big states like perhaps California and some other left-leaning blue states, Illinois. You're talking about three of the biggest markets in the country where they're going to have to do this. So I'm glad to see it. I look forward to it. I hope Kathy Hochul signs this. And we see more states adopt this. Hey, Pinky Tiki. It's time for our video breakdowns, y'all. Listen. My algorithm, dear God, y'all know this is the time where we see what my algorithm has in store for us. God be with us. Every time we get to the video breakdown segment, I'm always afraid of what my algorithm brought to us. Here we go down the rabbit hole. Here we go. Here's our first video breakdown. Now, wait a minute, sir. You couldn't get shoes with the same glitter? You couldn't get the tie with the same glitter? You got the jacket, the vest, the pants, the gloves, the umbrella. You couldn't put the sequins on the goddamn shoes and the tie? I don't want it. You ain't gonna just sit in my church with this fuck shit. If you gonna sit in my church, sir, with all your little pink sequins and shit, you need to go all the way out. You can't just have the jacket and the vest and the pants and the umbrella and the gloves, probably the drawers and shit. I need to see the goddamn shoes to match and the goddamn tie. Give it all to me. Don't fuck around with it. Give me all of it. Is that mauve? Let me look up. Is that mauve? I didn't know what mauve looked like. Hold on. Let me see if that matches the mauve color. Yeah, that is kind of a mauve. It is. Mm-hmm. You know, there are several different shades of mauve that they're giving me. Yeah, I'll give you that's kind of a mauve. Now he looks like a Peeps bunny. Sir, what's going on with your hair? What is this wig you got on? What is this wig? Shout out the wig. Shout out the wig. Sir, what is this wig you got on? Sir, these glasses. That's what Sir William McRae gonna look like in about 10 more years. That's gonna be Sir William McRae in about 10 more years. I'm just saying. Sir, you got the gloves, the umbrella, the vest, the jacket, the pants. You were supposed to give us the goddamn shoes and the tie. Baby, listen, not the friar tuck on the hair. Baby, you don't see that wig. This is the tomfoolery that my algorithm gives me, y'all. Why would my algorithm think that I want to see this? Why? Why would my algorithm believe that this is something I wanted to see? Boy. Here's our next video breakdown.
All right, since y'all want to know so bad, y'all always asking, how do you wipe? How do you wipe? I do not wipe, y'all. Okay, listen, y'all don't be believing me. I tried to tell y'all, I don't wipe. That's simply my answer. I pee and I poo, I pull my pants up and I go. Okay, hence why I don't have no dookie underneath my nails. Y'all always saying, oh, your nails clean, because I don't wipe. There's no purpose in me wiping. Y'all be thinking I'm playing. Keep some of that funk on you. I'm telling you, keep some of that piss and that poo on you. I'm telling you, that's your protection. Don't do no wiping, okay? There is no purpose. Don't do no wiping, okay? I don't do no wiping. So stop asking me, okay? That's how my nails, look at that, clean. No dookie, look at that. Look at that, nothing brown. Clean, Mr. Clean. No wiping, no bidet, no toilet paper. Pee and poo, pull your pants up and go. That is the key to long nails. That is the key to having no dookie underneath y'all fingers. Happy clacking.
Now, some people said they felt like she was joking and not being serious. I believe this hooker. Look at the hair. Look at how she got that nappy ass hair coming out of in between the wig. She didn't even do enough to try to get a perm or something to lay that hair down in the middle. Do y'all see how this diabolical ass nappy hair in the middle of her head that's supposed to be mixed in with these bundles and shit, looking all nappy as shit? Oh, I believe this nasty ass heifer don't wash her ass. She don't do her hair right. So why I think she wash her ass? All she care about is them damn nails. That hair is diabolical. I'm sorry. Listen. Why would my internet think I wanted to see this? Why would my algorithm think that this is something that I want to see? Why? I cannot. I just do not have it. I don't have it. But did y'all see her hair? Baby mama's hair is diabolical. I ain't gonna hold you. Here's our next video breakdown. Baby mama was doing. Baby, if you could get that hair and that goddamn rubber band, you deserve a Nobel Prize for physics, bitch. Wait, one more time. Baby, if she gets that hair in that goddamn rubber band, she's gonna get this good Nobel Prize for physics. I ain't gonna hold you, honey. Baby, she was getting it too. I cannot. Oh, what's going on with my mic? Okay, there you go. I cannot. Oh my God. You heard it, Tanya. Baby. Ooh, Tanya, you heard it, honey. You heard it. Oh my God, you heard it, Tanya. Baby, you heard it. I say, Lord Jesus, help us. Help us, Lord. Help us, Lord Jesus. Oh, dear God. Here's our next video breakdown.
see it. Mm-hmm. Y'all gotta bring this to the birthday party.
No, the fuck we don't. And if your trifling ass bring that shit, we not letting you in. What the fuck y'all be doing over here? Y'all bitches is gonna have diarrhea or constipation or a combination of the two. Y'all bitches are trying to die today. Who the fuck is eating that? What? I cannot. I cannot. I can't do this with y'all. I'm not. I promise you, I'm not doing this with y'all. I can't. I cannot. I don't. And mama, baby, she knew she had to turn it too. Mama had to dip it in whatever that is, ranch, blue cheese, whatever it is. And mama was eating on that thing like it was the Last Supper. Like she was sitting over there with Jesus and John and Thomas and you know Judas and the disciples over there at the Last Supper. Mama put that thing in that damn box, shook that good girl up, said, "Yeah, girl, this about to be good, good." Baby, y'all don't respect y'all liver, y'all don't respect y'all kidneys, pancreas. None of y'all digestive system. Y'all don't respect the duodenum that's in the top of your small intestines, bottom of the stomach. Y'all don't respect y'all bodies. Girl! Hey, Paul. Paul, you missed every damn thing. I cannot. No, this is way more diabolical than that wing cocktail. At least the wing was just the garnish. This hooker is pouring the little sprinkles and shit on her goddamn. I'm not doing this with y'all. And I guarantee you, her friends, she look like her friends like it. She look like she have the circle of friends that be like, "Oh, girl, that's good." Oh, girl, I cannot. I get it off my screen. Get it off. Get it off my screen. Get it off my screen. Here's our next video breakdown.
What's up? Ain't you DOG Studio? Yeah. Y'all, she came to get her a Airy tea on bowl. She brought her own chips. And what set you got?
I got gloves.
You ready to eat?
Hell yeah.
We finna dig in.
I ain't finna eat with my fingers. So what's the bowl?
Behind you, what you mean? Baby, y'all ain't never seen a spicy bowl in the toilet, baby. This is a toilet bowl.
You finna feed me a bowl out of toilet?
Go ahead. My girl got the gloves.
Get down and dirty.
Down and dirty with the chips. Come on.
Ooh.
I'm talking about loaded. I'm talking about in it.
Okay. It tastes better with the toilet.
She said she want to get down and dirty. We're going to get down and dirty. Let's get into it.
Ooh. You gonna fuck my stomach up, man. Oh my god. This is spicy as fuck. Hold on. Oh, you crazy. Oh, you crazy. Hold on. I'm thirsty as fuck. What the fuck?
The cold water with the spicy bowl is crazy, G. I'm scared of you. I'm scared.
Oh, this is spicy as fuck. Now, let me try with these barbecues.
Hold on. Let's see the ruffles. Okay, then. The girls come and barbecue. I like that.
Man, yeah. Ooh, I already know this shit gonna be good as hell.
Y'all ain't never seen the spicy bowl toilet before. The Airy tea on with the Midwest way. What we talking about?
Ooh, bitch, I gotta save this shit for later. I got Airy tea on bowl. Bitch, I just hit my goal.
Ow.
Yeah.
I ask this every day. Why did they give you fuckers the internet? Why did they give you bastards the goddamn internet? I keep asking this every day. Why? Who decided that you niggas needed the goddamn internet? I just want to know who's responsible. I really want to know who's responsible for giving you niggas the internet. I need to know. Like, who's responsible? Because I know you niggas don't need the internet at all. At the fuck all. Listen, I wouldn't have seen it if my damn algorithm would not. Listen, if my algorithm wouldn't have showed it to me. Why would my algorithm think that I wanted to see some mess like that? You talk about a bitch. I don't even so much as eat condiments. Do you understand me? So the way all of my, neurological receptors are just spiking out right now, you don't even understand. Dear God. Dear Lord, help us. Here's our last video breakdown. Praise God.
I don't believe this. Y'all in these goddamn boots, y'all got to stop. If y'all don't get these Mamba Mariachi Peruvian crocodile chin scratches the fuck out of here. Now come on, man. Nike don't got nothing to do with these. Now whose idea was it to make some Air Force Jose? I knew Nike and the cartel would do business together, but not like this. You not about to catch me wearing no Air Force Hernandez. Anybody responsible for creating these, if you get caught, you need to spend 5 years in jail. What the fuck? And whoever's behind making these need to do life. Who's responsible for making these Australian Outback Steakhouse Jordans? This shoe is doing the most. This shoe trying to play basketball, soccer, dance, and do construction. Diabolical. Come on, man. What are people's obsession with fucking up boots? They got the optical illusion cowboy boot. This boot gonna fuck a detective up. This boot is given how to get away with all of the murders. The detective on this crime ain't gonna know what the hell to do. Did he go this way or that way? Now this is two people's feet right here. Man, you know what? Cold case. This boot don't even got a heel. If you stomp your foot 2 times in this boot, a 357 Magnum gonna pop up the front of this motherfucker. The shame.
I blame Texas. No, this is all Texas. This is you niggas in Texas. This is you motherfuckers over there in Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, Houston, Corpus Christi, Tyler, El Paso. I blame all you Texas motherfuckers. Wichita Falls, Killeen, Waco, all you bastards. I blame y'all for this shit. All you bastards from Texas. I cannot. I don't know. I don't understand what is happening here. God be with us. Oh, dear God. Those are our video breakdowns for the day. I certainly hope you enjoyed them. I did. As we do this swan dive out of the Sugar Spike segment and deeper into the dossier for the day, we start off with the man who's perpetually auditioning to be the body double or stunt double for King Kong in the next King Kong feature. God be with us. 50 Cent. So 50 is reportedly scheduled to perform at Donald Trump Jr.'s members only club in Washington, D.C. on the eve of America's 250th anniversary. That'd be this Friday. So he's supposed to take the stage at Executive Branch, the Georgetown club co-owned by Donald Trump Jr. alongside financiers Omid Malik and Christopher Buskirk on this Friday, July 3rd. Y'all listen. This man was canceled for me a long time ago. Y'all know when I canceled him? I canceled him when Michael K. Williams died, and he called himself going off on Michael K. Williams when the man had just died, and I canceled him. Then I stopped watching Power. I stopped watching anything with his name on it because I cannot support these people. My cancel game is strong. Okay, when I cancel a bitch, my cutoff and cancel game is strong. Y'all be over here playing with these fuckers. I don't have it to do. Y'all entertain this bastard. Y'all let this man continue to live. I don't even drink vitamin water because I don't want that bitch getting a fucking dime of mine, okay? Like, the man is the worst of us. And I mean that. He's the worst of us. He's the worst of us. That's it. That's all. There's nothing good about him. I don't know, Jason. These Ben should have cut off, but they keep letting this motherfucker live. They watch all his little raggedy power shows that show the same storyline over and over and over. They watch them raggedy ass shows giving them all that money. They be over there buying boatloads of vitamin water so he can get boatloads of money that way. I can't do it. Y'all be laughing at his little jokes when he be dog walking people on the internet, thinking it's cute. The man is vile. He's vile. He's vile. He's a pariah. But y'all keep letting him live. Y'all keep letting him live. In sports news, Bron say he out of here. Bron say, I ain't got this type of time. You bitches don't have an ice cube's chance in hell of winning the NBA championship this coming year. I probably only got one more good season left in me. Baby, I don't have it to do. I got to get up out of Dodge. And he informed the Lakers that he will not be with them the next year. He's not going to pick up his player option for this coming year. He out of there. I just think Bron hated that all of these younger players had stolen the NBA news cycle with all of the with the trades, with Antetokounmpo went to Miami, and John Morant, we learned he just went over to Portland. And all of these people making waves and moves and stuff, and he can't help. He's a narcissistic little queen, okay? He don't like it when the limelight is not on him. I mean, sir, you're fading into black. You sailing off into the sunset, sir. It's time for you to retire, okay? Bron say, yeah, let me get a little one last little bit of shine so I can have people speculating for the rest of the summer where the fuck I'm going to end up at. Now, a lot of people said that they think he's going to go over there to Golden State. I've even heard some people say that he might end up joining Antetokounmpo down to Miami. I doubt it. I could see him going back to Cleveland and spending his last season with the Cleveland Cavaliers. I could see that. I wouldn't want him to go over to Golden State because it's such a cop-out. I felt the same way when KD went over to Golden State. And remember, Golden State had already been winning championships before KD got there. And KD goes over to Golden State because he knew he wasn't going to get one by himself. He goes over to Golden State, wins one, and then leaves and never wins one again. And LeBron, well, I guess you at the stage where, I don't know how much better you go. I mean, you still are a great player. And you still command attention, but you ain't what you used to be. Are you trying to get another ring? I don't know. If he wants another ring on the way out, I say just go to Cleveland. Let this be your last season and go out with your home, with your home team with Cleveland. That's it. That's all. Retire a Cavalier. They'll put you in the, Cleveland, Circle of Fame or whatever they have and call it a day. But we ain't got time all summer to be speculating where you going, okay? Wherever the fuck you gonna go, you got 1 week, LeBron. You got 1 fucking week. Next week, Tuesday, July 7th, we better know where the fuck you going. We don't have this type of time for you to be dragging this shit out, having whole press conferences. I'm taking my talent stuff. Bitch, we don't give a fuck. Go wherever you gonna go. Leave us out of it. Child. Care. So apparently these two are item now. They fucking. They're a whole couple. That's Karamo Brown and Jussie. That Karamo Brown and that Jussie. So it looked like Karamo is bending Jussie over and poking him in the booty shoot. Digging his hole in, blowing his back out, plunging his womb, beating his box. Yeah, they say they dating. They say they was holding hands, and they got a picture of, Jussie. Let me show you the picture of Jussie touching his face so delicately. See, I got a picture of them. Child. Now I see some of the girls on the internet questioning who's doing the bending. Karamo, I'm not going to tell you how I know what Karomo got, but Karomo is fucking the shit out of Jussie. Jussie's a whole ass. Jussie's a slap bottom. From the word on the street, the people in Chicago that was blowing his back out, they say Jussie, one of them girls, don't even like you to touch what they got going on. He's one of them don't touch me bottoms. Baby, I ain't got nothing to do with it. Y'all deserve each other. Y'all deserve each other. I have nothing. I don't have nothing good to say about it. I don't have nothing bad to say about it. Baby, listen. I don't even want to see it. Sometimes you see a little couple, you like, want to see what they got going on. I don't want to see it. I don't. Karomo, did you believe the lie? Did you believe Jussie? Did you believe the lie, Karomo? I'm just asking. Did he have his story in order when he came and talked to you about it? I know you asked him about it, Karomo. You got a whole talk show where you be asking people questions. So I know you asked him about it. Did he win you over with his story? You believe the lie? Where did y'all meet? Did y'all meet in that bathhouse? What's the name of that bathhouse over there in Chicago? Somebody tell me the name of the bathhouse over in Chicago. Where they say Jussie. Hold on. Now I want to look it up. It's the bathhouse over in Chicago. I can't think of the name of it. Oh God, what's the name of the goddamn bathhouse? Damn, I can't think of the name of the goddamn bathhouse. Hold on, y'all. Steamworks, that's what it is. Oh, I couldn't think of the name of that goddamn place. Child. That's where he met the Osendero brothers and stuff. That's where you met him at, Karamo? Fuck it. I ain't calling you Justin no more. Your mama named you Justin. I'm calling you Justin. Fuck that Jussie fuck shit. Your mama named you Justin. So that's what I'm going to call you. Until you come forward with the truth, you're going to be Justin from here on out. Not do they eat at Subway is my question. Do you eat at Subway at sub-zero temperatures in the middle of the night in Chicago? Does he like to be tied up, Karamo? Is he into bondage, maybe? Too soon. Girl. Again, I have nothing for these two. I don't want to see it. I don't want to know. I have not. You know what? All I got for them is a hearty go with God.
Go with God. Go with God, Crispy.
In our last story of the day, now we've been reporting on this story with Terrion Arnold. So here's the latest update with Terrion Arnold, right? That's the guy over there in Tampa that's facing life in prison for, remember he said that the driver and some of the people that work for him stole all of it, stole some money and some jewelry and stuff from him, and he sent his boys over there to beat them down and foot them up and, pistol whip them and kidnap them and all of that stuff. Well, he got a $1 million bond and bonded out for $1 million, right? That was yesterday. Baby, soon as he got out, guess what happened? The Detroit Lions released him. They said, yeah, bro, you out? All right, beautiful. Because he was worried that he wasn't going to be able to bond out and go to training camp and try to go play in the NFL and earn some money so he could pay for all of them high-priced attorneys that he's going to need if he's going to get up off of this. But the Detroit Lions said, yeah, bro, I hope you saved your money. I hope that you saved your money. Because baby shark, doop, doo. You won't be earning no salary this season. Yeah, they dropped him. Now, is another team going to pick him up? I doubt it. Now, a part of his release and bond, he had to turn over his passport, and he has to live. He's I don't know if it's house arrest, but they're telling him that he has to limit his movements to his primary residence in Tallahassee, Florida. I think they say he's from Tallahassee, Florida. I believe he's from Tallahassee. Let me see. I know when I see what high school he went to. Did you go to Rickards or Lincoln or Leon? Let me see. Hold on. They say he was born in Tallahassee, Florida. Well, who your mom and dad? You was born in what year? Child, I might have been in school with your mom and daddy. You was born in 2003, baby. Listen, I probably know your mom and daddy. Oh, he went to John Paul II. He went to, that's that private school in Tallahassee. Who your mom and daddy is? Let me see who his parents is. Now I'm thinking I might know his mom and daddy. Hold on, let me look. Child, girl. His mama, he was raised by a single mama named Tamala Arnold. Let me see what she looked like. See if I know. She looked familiar. His mama do look familiar. Oh, his mama look familiar. Oh, I gotta ask around. Now, I probably know his mama. She look real familiar. Girl. Let me go do my homework on him. Anyway, bro, I don't know what to tell you. You won't be earning that money, and you need some real high-priced attorneys, and legal fees are very expensive, sir. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sure all your endorsements are also, being, dropped as well. I'm sure if you're being endorsed by people, I'm sure all of those people are telling you, yeah, bro, thank you for your services. They'll no longer be needed. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I don't got nothing to do with it. Anyway, that's the dossier for today. I'm about to get y'all over to Really Be. We will be having the Housewives of Atlanta panel tonight. We will be over on Medusa's channel. I have a lot to say. I'm probably gonna dog walk that bitch, Angela. Y'all know I never start for her. I cannot stand her. She makes my ass itch. So we'll be over on Medusa's channel tonight at 9:30 to discuss for the Housewives panel. If you want, you can come over and watch. And watch us. I will be posting it on my community wall and so forth. All right. So tomorrow is Twitch Wednesday, so don't forget we will be on. I think we did. I don't know if we're doing it tonight. Don't ask me. Let me find out. I don't know. I don't know if we're doing it tonight or tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow. But I'll let you know. If we are, I'll put it on the community wall. I do have things to say about House of the Dragons. Because a lot happened in House of the Dragons. Did. So, anyway, as I always say, I love y'all. Up on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged and much appreciated. That's all I got for y'all. Until next time, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out. I love y'all. I'll see you next time.